Welcome back, pure traders and YouTube, for another market analysis for the London session and potentially into the US session. Today we're going to be going over S&P 500, what took place in the market. We're going to do a little bit of a recap. We didn't get the trade today. Well, I didn't get the trade today. Some of the team did. They did really well, but I wasn't trading because I was out for the morning taking care of some family business. But we're going to go over what took place off the morning for S&P 500 and also some of the levels we'll be looking at for the London session and potentially into the US session for tomorrow. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, if you guys do like the videos, make sure you guys smash this like button. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe with us. And again, any questions you guys got, feel free to pop them in here on YouTube. We'd love to get back to you guys. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. So for S&P 500, if we scroll out just a little bit, you can see we had this area of resistance right here, those 39.09s to about 39.15, and then we had support down below, which is right around these 38.94s, and we dipped even lower into 38.87.75, and we started to climb back up. And we were saying yesterday for the London session, you should see the market try to go up into our first area of resistance and into our next one, and that's kind of what we saw for the London session. We started to break back to the upside here, and the market continued to make higher highs and higher lows, pushing up into our resistance up here right into the middle of that zone. And then so we could see the market got up there and then found that resistance, came all the way back down. Then we started to use prior resistance as support. And this is what's important for us as traders, is that we set up ideas, and areas that we're looking to trade. We're not looking to trade every single place that we see the market move. We're going to be trying to trade right around areas in which we have the highest probability long and short ideas or entry points, right? So you can see market got into the resistance, could have a nice area for a short there. Market got back up into the support, could have a nice area down here for a long, right? Market comes back down into this area, which is our prior level of resistance, and becomes the support, could add a nice long, gets back up into this area of resistance, could add a nice short from that area, right? So it goes between the two levels constantly back and forth, and you could have had opportunities both on long side and on the short side. By the time you get into the US session, you're going to see that the market itself starts to gradually climb back to the upside, right? So we can see right around this 9:30 mark, scrolling back here, you can see right around 9:30, the market over here, right around these 9 o'clocks, starts to go up, 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 and we get back up into our next level. We had a level up at the top, 39.52. This was our level of interest for our next area of resistance. Now, if you don't know how we get our levels and how we plot them out, make sure you guys join us at Pure Structure Trading. They're pretty solid areas of trade, and they give some good opportunities and ideas behind whether you should go short or long. All right, so we get up into that area, it hits that 9:30 mark, and you can see we have strong resistance that we just couldn't break. And this is where the US session comes into play, where you could have definitely had a nice short opportunity off this area and continued it back down into your prior level of resistance, turning into support here, which is this red zone right here that we see. And then you could have ended up having the market try to move into our next support zone below that, which is what it tried to do off the morning of the open. So again, it could have been a pretty easy day for those who understood where they should be trading and why they should be getting long and short. For those who are in the room with us day in and day out, we do go over this constantly with each other and some trade ideas. And not every day it's going to be the exact same where it works out for us. Some days it's just not going to work out no matter how good we plan our trades and how our levels are set up. Sometimes the market just doesn't move according to what we want to see, or according to our trade ideas, but that doesn't mean we change how we respond to the market, and we don't get emotional when we trade, but instead we just allow ourselves to consistently do the same thing every single day, day in and day out. And again, it's important to understand staying closer to consistency will lead you into success, right? So you can see pretty simple day, but let's go over what we're going to see for the London session, or what we would like to see for the London session today and also into the US session. Okay, so pulling over the bigger chart here, you can see up on a 60-minute chart, we got our first area of resistance 38.3150 to about 38.3550. This is going to be where we're looking for the market to continue to reject here, right off this level. And then if we can get that rejection, we're then going to look for the market to push down into those 21s. We got support down below 3807. These are kind of maybe minor areas versus major levels, but again, you can see one level here, 3821.25. Next level here, 3807.75. Got a bit of a zone here, which is going to be right between 37.99.25 to about 37.96.25. And then you can see a better support zone for me is going to be down here at the 79 to 83s here, and then below that 69 to 67, right? So we could have a potential move to continue to the downside if we stay beneath those 35.50s. So off the London session, again, we're going to be looking for that market to reject here and then push it down lower. That should be the level of interest right down here at these 21.25s. So that's going to be one of our opportunities of trade if we get the opportunity there. Now looking up here, I'm gonna mark this here, not green but red. Our next levels are gonna be up here, 38.86, 75 into 30. I think it's 38.89. Let me scroll this out for a second. Yeah, oh sorry, 38.86.75 to about 38.89.25. That's gonna be our zone of resistance up above here, and then above that we got some other areas of resistance, 39.04, 39.09. And then above that 39.37 to about 39.48, right? So if we do get the press up through this area, we're going to look for a pullback and then a continuation back up here into these 86 to 89s. Now if we fail to get through this level here, it's going to be a pretty decent area. If we fail, we're going to look for that nice double top there and then a push right back down. Let's take a look at what it looks like on the smaller chart here. All right, so pulling this up for us, you can see on this range bar chart what we're currently looking at on the smaller chart. Here we are right up against our wall of resistance, so we could get a nice opportunity to short this right back down, coming back down into these 38.21.25s. There is a little bit of a mid area which is right around these 28s. You know, if we stay beneath this, this is where we're going to be looking to try to push it down, and that should be our aggressive short idea. Now, if we just get to push through this, again, look for that pullback and a continuation back to the upside. Now, again, there's some smaller areas that we could see there the market struggles at, these micro areas, but ultimately the goal should be to try to get back up to those 86 to about 92s, or 38.92, yeah, 86 to 92. Sorry, this was a zone of resistance up here. So we could be able to see the market get all the way back up here. But again, we're going to have to see an aggressive push through, pull back, find that support on top of that prior resistance, and then get the continuation back to the upside. If not, I'm going to be looking for the longs, maybe down here towards our zones. If we aggressively fall, I'm probably not going to be looking for longs right around these areas, but this is where we should catch some support. If those who want to continue this downtrend, look for the shorts. You're going to be trying to take some positions off at those 21s to about 38.07, and then down in that zone 37.99 to 96. And a pretty strong one should be those 83 to about 79s all the way down here. So if we do get the bounces around some of these areas, these green zones especially, we're going to be looking for that long opportunity from there to fade it back up for a little bit. But that is pretty much it. Again, we're going to be focusing most of our attention on S&P 500 since we trade that the most. So we're going to be reviewing the market recaps of what we've done for the day. And again, if you guys haven't checked those videos out, we're going to put them up for you guys. But because we didn't get to trade today, we just kind of put it all together for you guys and gave you guys a recap of what the market did. And gave you guys insight into our levels for the London session and potentially into the US session. So again, as we draw closer, this is going to be our zone of resistance, and we may end up looking for a short if we continue to reject this area. But that wraps it up for S&P 500. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please go ahead and smash that like button, and if you are not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe with us. Again, if you guys are going to trade for the London session, make sure you guys trade with discipline and patience. You guys take care. Have a great night.